No wonder
And
you be
he looked
bagging, bagging
like
them
Daniel
joints, man.
Jones. He got Daniel Jones chin.
He got a quarter. What you say?
Danny
He
Dimes.
got a quarterback chin. I see it now. I see it. I see why he be bagging them joints.
Yeah.
Who would have known when he doesn't do the crazy hair? Yo, the first time I haven't seen H in mad long. The first time he fucking Zoom calls me. Do you know about this?
I
He
don't even
fucking
know.
has
Which
a
one?
he has a
Which one of
random
the
hair.
ridiculous things?
He has a random like 50-year-old nigga haircut.
Oh, that was the best.
I was like, what the? I was like, and he was just talking to me regular. I'm like, hold on.
Did I have the mustache at that time or not?
Yeah, I think he did have the
Oh my
mustache.
god, that was.
I That was gangster. I was dying. He was talking to
Yeah,
me mad regular, and then every so often, I just zoom in, like my mind just zooms into this nigga's talking mad regular, but look at his hair, and I would just laugh. That shit was fucked up.
like we gotta address the elephant in the room right now.
That shit was funny. That shit blew my mind.
All right, we are live.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Now, you
We are
know,
live. Yes, and welcome to the show, Fly Degenerates Pick
Degenerates.
Show, where it has come down. The contest has come down to a 4-point difference on the last 4-point game.
Mm.
And we're going to do over-under as the potential tiebreaker. In one corner.
Oh,
What happened?
He's trying to fly off. He's trying to fly away over here.
What is that, a poster board? Or like a for school projects?
Yeah, that's exactly
well,
what that
basically it is, but it's like there's some shit that.
Or is that one of those things that the ladies, they get dressed behind those things?
is. Mm.
I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
no, this is
The
some
Divider?
shit like my
Yeah, I think
my
it's
girl be using it for
Divider or something like that.
photography, the room dividers, but she was using it for photography to for reflection.
Ah, okay, I got you.
Because the other side is white.
Yes. The white looks
I
actually
made this
kind of
shit.
fire though.
Yeah, but the thing it won't stand up.
Anyway, on one corner, as you were saying.
Yes, in one corner, on a streak, having gotten both championship games correct in the picks for a 6-point week, we have Flex. 65 total points on the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in the other corner, having struggled last week, but having had a dominant season, dominant enough to keep him at the top throughout for most of the second half and all up until it all comes down to this 4-point lead, 4-point game, 69 points. Word life. How you guys feeling?
Good, man. Feeling good, feeling good. For the record, I haven't dove in too much. I kind of want to make my
Well,
pick
actually,
live on air.
So I actually have a question for you because as we know, you say you haven't dove in too much. However, you are the only of the three of us that physically dove into one of the cities that will be participating in the Super Bowl. What was that experience like? You with the big performance in Philadelphia.
Huge. You're underestimating what big. It was a huge performance in Philadelphia.
I don't know
Nah,
why you
but
guys are ruining
Was it better than Daniel Jones's?
in Philly, yeah, definitely. Now you know what's crazy about that though. So the shit I brought it up like 3 times while I'm performing. I brought it up like 3 times, and then
the
I
Super
peeped.
Bowl.
No, I peeped. Nah, the fact that the fact that the Eagles are in the Super Bowl and that
Yeah.
they beat the Giants type shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're performing and every song is like New York this, New York that. I kind of felt like cringy, like fuck it, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna address.
This
You
nigga
know, I
just
had
this
to
nigga just
address it.
scraped us.
Yeah, facts twice. So, or three times. Anyway, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, talking my shit, whatever. And then I peeped like this dude that performed previous. I peeped him, and he looked at his man. He's like, oh, them niggas is better.
Bitter.
They bet, yeah, they better, yeah.
Oh God.
Yo, mid
Well,
performance, so I peep it, but I'm lit too. So I just like go to the corner. I'm like, I was not, yeah, I kind of talk my little shit and shit, but I was like, I bowed out respectfully. Like we had no business in the playoffs with them. You know what I'm saying? So they got it this year though. I told them, but I'm, you know what I'm saying?
and
I hope they don't make it though. I hope they don't win.
Now I
long
know
story
you're a big.
short, he
I know
got
you're.
his tooth removed.
What? Say again?
Long story short, you ended up with a tooth removed.
Talking shit.
Now I know you're a big Brooklyn Nets fan. What do you have? What do you have in terms of how are you feeling about the how you feeling about how everything went down with Kyrie and KD?
Yo, I don't even hate Kyrie like everybody hates Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Everybody
know,
doesn't hate Kyrie. I think half people like Kyrie and half people hate him.
Yeah,
yeah, 50-50. The
depends
vax
who you
hate
listen
the
to.
But
vax
the
hate
reason
him and
why I
the
said that is
unvax
because
love
I
him.
know you don't hate Kyrie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm happy for him. I hope they do something, but I doubt they're gonna make noise. But to see him and son, that's gonna be fire, man. You know, it's gonna be ill to see them to the
You're
ball together and shit.
what are you happy for him for? That he got out of Brooklyn?
Yeah, he got out of Brooklyn and he gets to I don't know, he gets to start all over. You know what I'm saying? He's always gonna have somewhere to play. Like, you know what I mean? He's Kyrie. But I will
Yeah,
I'm
he's always
curious.
gonna have somewhere to play, but is he actually going to play when he gets there?
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see how long after this does he fucking show his true colors or whatever. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I mean, how you feel about that?
I'm glad that I don't have to hear about him that often anymore. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna be the case because who knows what he's gonna do, but just get out of here. I'm sick of him. Uh, he's a lot more talking than playing. I'm good. I'm good on it.
I think
Yeah.
I think he has become the most overrated player of all time. Maybe not of all time, that's strong, but I just think that like, yo, it just makes me laugh how I'm laughing at the Nets right now, and I'm laughing at the whole situation. But
Mhm.
I just keep on hearing everybody every time they talk about Kyrie, it's all tiptoes and oh, we all know he's a phenomenal player. We all know he's a superstar. He's not a superstar. How is he a superstar? I mean, to
Yeah.
me, you have to have had some type of relevant basketball moment relatively recently to still be a superstar. He was a superstar. He could come back to being a superstar, but what has he done since 2016? Like he's been as far as
A lot of
basketball,
awesome
as
shit.
far as on court NBA basketball playoffs, championships, he's irrelevant. He's been totally irrelevant.
Yeah. Now that's something I'm happy about. I'm happy that he did that whole shit went down with the Nets. I am happy about that. But
What
yeah,
do you
you're right.
mean?
He that like they look foolish that they got shit in their face. You know what I'm saying for bringing those three in and not being probably the biggest disappointment team ever. You know what I'm saying? Like they were assembled and they I think I heard somewhere that they only played 75 games together.
Not even 75. Him and
Oh, him and
Durant and him, I
KD,
think, played
him and KD
72.
75. Oh, 72.
And
That's
then
insane. All
with
three of them.
Harden, the three of them, where they played 16.
That's embarrassing. But that I'm happy. But I like it. I don't really care for the Nets. But yeah, that I'm happy about. But you're right. He hasn't been significant in a minute. But we all see that he can be significant. He can be relevant. But he's
Yeah, but
just
I
caught
don't
up.
care if he can be irrelevant. There's plenty of people who can. I know that there's plenty of people who can be relevant, but like, to me, it's disrespectful to like. You can say whatever you want about LeBron. People hate on LeBron, but like, yo, at the end of the day, LeBron is out there. LeBron is relevant. LeBron is
Handles business.
still like somebody was talking to me earlier today, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm happy for LeBron, but do you think you think he should hang it up or you think he should keep playing?" And I was like, "Hang it up? Why?" Like, it's amazing to me that he has set such a high standard that if like he went to the finals so many years in a row that if he's not somebody you look at that like they're definitely gonna be in the finals, people are like they're done with him. Like it's not like he's like Brady, who you looked at Brady and you were kind of like, I don't know. Like people were kind of making excuses, the O line, the this, the that. But like you could look at Brady and see he don't really got it like he used to.
Not clear.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
time to hang it up.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron maybe don't got it like he used to, but he's not out there embarrassing himself. He can still ball.
Yeah.
Like
Fair.
he
He's
can
a
still
top
drop 30
player
in the
in the
blink
league
of an
still.
eye.
Hell yeah. No,
And
I
I'm
agree.
like, it's amazing that like, and it's almost like the same thing. Like people are just tired of him, and like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, why should LeBron retire? Like, if he wants to retire, do you? You know what I mean? He's done everything he needs to do in the league, but I'm just like, to me, I don't even understand that conversation if he's not out there. Like, if he's out there just getting crossed up and the young dudes and he just clearly can't keep up, you know what I mean? If he's getting embarrassed, he's getting crossed, he's falling on his knees, he can't defend, he can't get up and down the court, he can't
Yeah.
do it. He's not that at all.
Nah. He still could play.
Like, he's still top 10 easy in the league.
Hell yeah.
Easily. Like,
Hell yeah.
and not only that, he don't miss time. He don't be getting injured like that. Like, he be getting banged up. He be on the injury report. He'll miss a game here or there. But he's not like KD that's out months. He's not like all these other dudes. Like, all these other Damian Lillard out months. Braun is out there every night.
Yeah.
And
Nah, he's the man.
nobody even like cares about all these other players missing forever. Like
Yeah,
it's
Devin.
just
When's
like
the last time
everybody
we
else-
seen Devin Booker? He was out for forever.
He's way young.
dead ass. I'm not even. I didn't even know that. I knew he got hurt, and once they said it was 3 months, I was like, damn, 3 months.
Yeah,
He hasn't played it, and it's just like that's mad regular. But when LeBron doesn't win a title because he's got the whole team on his back, he should, it's time for him to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
You know,
listen,
it's
maybe
like-
it's time for
and-
him. Go ahead.
You know what's crazy is like with LeBron is so him and Brady are similar but so different in the way people like cap for him or cape for him and shit. Like as Brady kept winning shit, nobody got tired. If anything, people respected him more, and more people, like a lot of people, stopped hating him. With
Yeah,
LeBron, I
right.
feel like the plays more people hate him. It's like it's so ridiculous. It's just like it's almost like I get the Michael Jordan shit, but like people need to grow up. Like you're not a kid anymore. You're not fucking. If I could be like Mike doing the commercial in the garage with a hoop, like grow up. That's time is over. Michael Jordan doesn't care about you. You can have a discussion about it, but don't be like, oh yeah, he's like making up shit. That's like he was the greatest. He still is the greatest, but that doesn't mean that LeBron's not good. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like once like for example, like for Tom Brady, it's like once he won all those championships, everybody was like, oh okay, never mind. He's like, oh, better than Montana now. Like it was like it's the reverse logic for both like polar opposites in terms of like the argument, which obviously anybody can have their own opinion, but when it's like you got people run like the first thing Skip Bayless does is run to his computer to tweet about like trying to diminish LeBron when he gets the most points in NBA history. Like that felt like the most unbreakable record besides like the Joe DiMaggio hit streak. This is like nobody's ever gonna break that.
Yeah, I just don't get like I don't get why, But anyway, going back to what I was saying, like to me, to just throw out that so and so is a superstar, this and this is a superstar, like, yo, Kyrie is a celebrity, he's famous. But as far as an NBA superstar, he hasn't been an NBA superstar in a while. Like, he don't play enough, and he don't play relevant games enough. And the relevant games that he has played, they've gotten waxed. Like, that's the thing I never thought I was gonna see. Like,
I agree.
When the Nets got together, the whole time, whatever, all the kind of crazy, trials and tribulations they've had, missing games, COVID, the bubble, this and that. I've always felt like, and I thought that this year was going to be it, because I was like, I've always felt like, KD gets hurt, Kyrie sprains the ankle. I've just always been like, yo, no matter what happens, I feel like if them two are on the court in a playoff scenario, and this is me out of respect for what I've seen Kyrie do obviously in that finals against Golden State, and in playoff moments and clutch moments, like, he's that kind of player. So I've always kind of felt like if they're able to both get on the court at the same time, they could still take anybody. And now I don't look at that anymore, which is another reason why I'm kind of like, yo, how long are you going to live off that big shot in 2016 that won the finals? Like, dude has not done anything relevant in a minute, and they had a chance to make a move last year against Boston, and they got swept, and it wasn't close. They got waxed.
It was bad, yeah. It was embarrassing.
And I'm like, yo, like, at what point is it kind of like we got to dial these expectations down? Like, I don't know why. Like, listen, Kyrie, when he's out there, he could ball, but A, he don't be out there, and B, the last time he's been out there, they failed. Like, I'm sorry, like, I can't make excuses. I don't want to hear that, oh, well, they didn't have enough time together. Like, who's that on? Like, at the end of the day, they had a 7-game series to play against Boston last year. They didn't pick up a game. Like, they didn't do shit.
Word.
And everybody wants to talk about how, KD, Kyrie, now that KD is in Phoenix, they're going to win the championship. I'm like, we'll see.
I see it, yeah. Everybody want to jump, but yeah, nah. I mean, KD obviously landed in a better spot, but I guess just the fact that we've seen Kyrie do it before, and the fact that he hasn't been playing, like, it's not injury, it's not old age that is.
And that's another thing, like, that you mentioned, because Kyrie has missed a lot of time because of a lot of foolishness. But before all this foolishness started with the Nets, people just completely wash over it. Homeboy has a crazy injury history. He's mad injury prone. He's missed multiple finals with the Cavs with injuries. He missed the whole bubble playoffs with a shoulder injury. You know what I mean? Like, he missed the playoff series that they lost against Milwaukee with the ankle injury. Like, yo, he's missed mad time with injuries. And, like, and that hasn't been the thing recently.
They won a game 7, right? With the Bucks.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And that was the series that Harden was out there, with a busted up hamstring, and he couldn't really play. But Kyrie couldn't even get out there because and listen, I'm not blaming him for, I think he stepped on Giannis's foot, and that was how he messed up his ankle. But, like, he's had injuries, bro. Like, he missed, you know what I mean? He's had mad injuries. Like, he hasn't had a ton of injuries lately, but where's he going to get injured? He hasn't been on the court.
He hasn't played, yeah, word.
Maybe his whole all this stuff, maybe all of this off the court stuff is to distract you,
No.
Oh, Matrix is back.
Look at that flick, though. Tell me that's not an ill pick.
Nah, sick. It's like the thinker. It's like that statue. Oh, he's back. He's back. Oh, now he's not back again. He was back. Now he's back. Is he back? I can't tell.
I can't tell now. For us, it's like a second, but he's like, this is like 3-day battle. Him and Smith. For us, it's a blink of a sec. We just think it's a thing, but no. If you
he's
look
gonna come back when
he having like a blood drip right here, real quick. He just wipes it. He think we don't see it. I see it.
I think he's gonna have that swollen. that swollen cheek area.
Yeah, well, like mine. We just gotta be careful. He's not Agent Smith. We just gotta be careful.
Oh, I forgot about that. I haven't
If he
watched that
starts
movie
talking
in that long.
crazy, if he starts defending Kyrie or starts going left, we gotta be like, hold on.
Word. When's the last time you watched that movie?
Oh man, actually, maybe like a year ago, I saw all three of them.
Yeah, I
Or
haven't
just
watched
four
that
now.
movie in a
Some
minute.
shit. I put because I try to put my youngins onto it. So like I try to put my 12-year-old onto it.
Got you. All right, let me share this. Let me put this audio share so we can get the sounds going. So I'm gonna give my pick first.
Okay. Are we texting? Am I texting? Are we texting you separately?
Is that how y'all want to do it?
I think that's what we said, right?
Yeah.
That's the signs.
Yeah.
Are those signs?
Spoiler alert.
Or is the red and white the sign?
I know he could be
With a
trying
little
to
bit of
play,
yellow
play
on the
mind
hat.
games, trying to psych
I
you
see.
out.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Because he knows this is it. This is the final.
What's the numbers? I didn't even
Yeah,
look.
I was just gonna ask. No, I was gonna ask what are the points again? I forgot.
I just gave this whole introduction. I gave the
I know, but
points, and
that
nobody's
introduction
paying
was a long
attention.
time ago.
You're down 4.
Down 4, and this is
65 to 69.
4 points.
4-point game. So that's why I was saying. I mean, it'll be a moot point if y'all pick the same team, then it's over.
Yeah.
But if you do pick different teams, then we go over under for the tiebreaker, or you want to go final score.
We're not gonna pick the same team, regardless. Even if I go first, let me go first. Then that way, Flex will make a point with whatever team he.
That's how you want
Know
to
what I'm
do it. I was just trying to do it fair since you earned the lead. I don't want to make cheats to try to, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
I
part of the
want it to
game.
be competitive to the end, but
Yeah, that makes it part of the game because even if Flex wants to agree with me, now he has to go the opposite, and hopefully he gets the tie. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be the only one to try to make a wet towel, which I wouldn't do it for the sake of the show. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I appreciate that, but listen, winning is winning, baby. I wouldn't hate you for securing the win.
I won the season. That's where I hang my hat.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm like a Rodgers. I like the season. I like to show off in the season and then freeze up in the playoffs.
All right. Well, I'll give my
that Homie the
meaningless
Clown
pick first. Say again?
Is that Homie the Clown? What is that?
Oh nah, I thought you talking about me.
Is what, Homie
Nah.
the Clown?
On your shirt.
Nah.
On my shirt?
Yeah. Oh shit! It don't really look like him though.
Yes,
I
it
think
does.
I don't even remember what.
I'm trying to shit on it.
No, you know what? Because I don't even remember. Like his face was sharper than that.
Sharper. Let's get this show going, baby.
Out of BC.
So
That's fire, actually.
now we have. It's a tough matchup because I mean I feel like everything is leading to the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like they're better at almost every position except for the quarterback position. It's going to come down to quarterback. And I mean, we know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, I can't say anything more about Burrow because he's not playing in this game. But yeah, man. In one side, we have. I got a lot of love for Philly, man. I know that, as a Giants fan, it's got to be hard to, I'm sure you have your beefs with Philly. I'm not a Giants fan. I'm not a fan of anything. And I got a lot of peoples in Philly, so I love Philly. But I love Patrick Mahomes. And more importantly, I love Jackson Mahomes. This is going to come down to Jackson Mahomes. He is going to decide the Super Bowl this year.
Why? Because he's gonna piss off the other team.
No, because he's gonna be in a TikTok commercial at halftime. No, all kidding aside. I mean, really, it's going to come down to, is Pat Mahomes going to be able to make enough plays, or is Jalen Hurts going to make a mistake, right? I'm going to take the Eagles. As much as I think Pat Mahomes could get it done, I just feel like, man, the Eagles haven't even, you can look at it two ways. You could look at it like a lot of people are looking at it like they haven't really been tested these playoffs. This is going to be the first time they've been tested. But at the same time, to me, that's a strength. That's a strength for them. That's a strength of the fact that they got a lot of paths to victory. There's a lot of different ways they could win. Maybe if their O-line and their running game just totally overwhelms Kansas City, they can control the ball, they can keep Mahomes off the field, and they can win that way. Or if they really need to make a play in the pass game, who's covering A.J. Brown? They got Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen him play MVP-style ball. But the fact is, he did play MVP-style ball this year. We've seen him ball out. We've seen him. He could play. It's not like, obviously we haven't seen him in the Super Bowl. But it's not like he's some passenger on this Eagles team and we can only expect but so much from him. There's no reason to say that he can't come out and win Super Bowl MVP. So I just feel like the Eagles have too many different ways they could win. Listen, Mahomes might pull it out. I think it's going to take a Herculean effort from Mahomes and from Andy Reid. I think they're going to have to put together a really serious game plan to be able to offset some of the deficiencies and some of the kind of imbalances in the matchups that they got. Because there's a lot of matchups you could point to, and you could just say that the Philly's going to win that matchup. I think Philly D-line versus Chiefs O-line, I'll take Philly. You say Philly secondary against those scrub Chief receivers, I take Philly secondary. I mean, it's going to take a Herculean effort out of Mahomes. It's going to take a very, very serious game plan from Andy Reid. I think that they will have a good game plan and be competitive, but I just think at the end of the day, the Eagles just are going to have a little too much for them. So I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm going to give the points. Actually, surprisingly, I haven't even looked at the spread. Is it still less than a field goal?
1.5 now.
Oh, it's 1.5 now. Okay, so even better. I know when it was 2.5, I was going to take the Eagles. 1.5. I mean, I would much more consider taking the Chiefs, getting 2.5 or even getting a 3, but only getting 1.5. Nah, I'm comfortable giving the 1.5 and taking the Eagles. I just think they're a better team, and I just think that, unfortunately for Pat, I just think this is going to be another one where he just runs into a buzzsaw in the Super Bowl and just can't get through it. But that's what I'm going
Brian
with.
James of football.
I know, right? Basically. So, Word Life.
Yes.
You have already stated that you are willing to forego your comfortable opportunity in the spirit of competition. Yeah. In the spirit of confidence. I respect it. So you're going to give your pick.
Yep. And I'm going to do it live because I honestly didn't know the spread till I just looked it up while you was talking.
What's going to change anyway?
Nah, yeah, it is because you know what's funny? I noticed when I watched episodes later that you guys know me and you know where I'm going to go, but I don't even know. You guys know before me because I don't really know. I don't really know. Like, I'll be like, leave it. I'll leave it for a while to go. While you guys are talking or while like throughout the week, I pick my little things and I'm like, you know what I mean? But I never like significantly be like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that team that day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I agree with like 1,000% of what H said. The 1.5. Can it be closer? Can it be a 1-point game? Oh man, the Eagles are so much better than Kansas City, right? Andy Reid, the running game. Who has the better running game? You think Kansas City or the Eagles? Eagles, right? Because of the O-line.
I think the Eagles. Didn't they break the record for? They had a very, very significant rush season this year.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
man,
because
it's just,
also that those numbers include Jalen Hurts. So
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, so it's
Well,
like
if we're
it's
not saying if we're
unstoppable.
not including Jalen Hurts, then it's more of a conversation. But
yeah, of course, of course.
but
Can they keep
Chiefs getting back CEH making a comeback. So
who?
I did, yeah, I did. I
Exactly.
heard that
Hilaire?
earlier.
nah, Edwards
Hilaire?
Yeah, I
Hilaire.
heard that. I
Yeah,
heard that
Hilaire.
today, and I was like, "Damn!" It's like you almost forget he was a first round pick, and you
I
almost
know.
forget that he's even on the team.
I know.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was gonna play this game.
Yeah, they pulled him off of IR for the game. So
Yeah.
he will be active, and I would assume he's gonna get some work. I'm just kidding around. I don't think it's gonna have any real significance in the game.
And I know, yeah.
I don't think that this makes the Chiefs' run game better. Truth be told, I think he lost his job for a reason. I think Pacheco is the better back anyway.
Yeah, but it gives a little depth. But they
No,
love
yeah, for sure.
McKinnon too. They love McKinnon too. So, but all that said, I love Spagnola. I love Andy Reid. I'm gonna be a Chiefs fan this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But with all that said, man, if we can, if the Chiefs can make it, can stop the run and make it and leave it to Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, I think they have a shot. But even in that, I mean, the Chiefs secondary is not terrible, but yeah, man, I'm a rock with the Chiefs, man. I'm a rock with the Chiefs. I'm gonna say that.
Oh,
I'm gonna say that the
Upset.
huh?
that surprised me.
A surprise.
It sounded like you were pushing towards Eagles.
Yeah, but then but
You
if they
can't
leave
bring
it up-
yourself to pick the Eagles and root for the Eagles.
I was thinking of getting
Same.
a Jalen. The only guy I like is Jalen Hurts and Bradbury. Thinking of getting them two tatted over here. But nah, if they can somehow make it a throwing game and really push and make the Eagles have to throw the ball, I think Kansas City's have a shot, man. And Spagnola is a proven defensive coordinator. He's proven to make quarterbacks uncomfortable. He has all those crazy blitz, the NASCAR and all that with so. And Andy Reid, man, this is his last hurrah, man. He's not gonna go out quietly, man. I'm gonna go Kansas City. Mahomes putting the team on their back, and my guy Valdez Scantling, another big game for him. It just happened. I just saw it, so you guys can go the other way if you want.
Oh yeah, I want what? You gave me a little bit of hope. I thought you were going in the opposite direction just for like 1 second.
I was trying, but I just couldn't. The words couldn't come out.
I know. That's why we knew this the whole time. So I actually do think that the Eagles are the better team and are more, like there's a few veteran players that were here the last time that they won the Super Bowl. So it's not like, even though Jalen Hurts, this is his first, Super Bowl, he's been in big games before, and the team has players pretty much everywhere that has been to the Super Bowl before. So, I just think, I don't know. I just think they're like against every other team. I know the competition hasn't been that great at all at any point this season, but they have an overwhelming team. They have like I said, they have people everywhere. Mm-hmm. They have good players everywhere. Mm-hmm. And, to a certain extent, like Chris Jones is a game wrecker, but that's not Cincinnati's O-line that he's going to be going up against, man. He's going up against I think either one or two of the it's either them or San Francisco over the top offensive lines
definitely,
in the NFL. So to a certain extent, they're going to be able to, to focus on Chris Jones and maybe kind of, you're going to devote attention. It's up for the other people to step up in the game, but you don't really have anybody dynamic like coming off the edge or anything like that. I know Frank, Drew Karlaftis is decent. Frank Clark is decent, but it's not like that. It's not the person who who scares you is up the middle, and up the middle is where your best offensive line play is located. So I think to a certain degree they could pretty much avoid Chris Jones taking over the game. So I mean that's really the only threat on defense. I know the Kansas City Chiefs defense is better than it has been in the last couple of years, but I mean that the offense it's so difficult to have Jalen Hurts back there and him be able to be a running back. Like there's no saving him for the rest of the season. This is the Super Bowl. Like they're gonna go all out. They're gonna use all the plays that are left in the playbook. You know what I said? Like, and they have studs everywhere. Like AJ Brown, he can go off. Devontae Smith, he can go off. They have Miles Sanders. He's a very good running back, but they don't need him like that. So you know what I said? So it's like some of their players are. It's like their players are fresh, and that defense is crazy too. I know that the Kansas City O-line is also top 5, so it's not like they're scrubs either. But they the Eagles have that player in Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat that do make you nervous on the corners, but they also have people on the inside that provide pressure as well. So I don't know. I want the Chiefs to win. I want the Chiefs to win, but the only reason I would be saying that the Chiefs are going to win this game is for Patrick Mahomes. And it could very well be that Patrick Mahomes pulls this game out because he's crazy like that and he can make stuff happen. And I know their weapons. I know the Kansas City weapons. They don't have that top line offensive threat. But everybody who's on the field at any point, I mean, I know I'm kind of overlooking Travis Kelce, but they have so many people. Everybody that's on the field, any offensive play, is a threat to score a touchdown. It doesn't matter. It's McKinnon. It's Scantling.
Valdez.
It's Juju Smith-Schuster.
Hardman.
It's Pacheco, Hardman, Kelce.
Tony.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's going to be fully healthy. I'm assuming the Kyrie Irving of the Chiefs. If he's going to play at some point, if he's going to play, I would assume that he's going to try to play in the biggest game of his career because he's making the national championships. But so the chances there. That's why the point spread is so tight. But it's also only 1.5. It's only 1.5. And I am trying to win this competition against you. So maybe the game comes down to a missed or made field goal at the end, because it's not going to be a blow. There's no blowout. There are no blowouts going out because I know that
if there is a blowout, it's Philly.
The Chiefs got blown out against. Yeah, I know the Chiefs got blown out once, but that was because Patrick Mahomes couldn't throw. He couldn't stay upright with that offensive line. So I don't think that's happening. It's going to be a close game. It might be one of the most exciting Super Bowls we've had in a long time. So hopefully we get that last second. Give me the Eagles. I think they're just they're just a better, deeper team. I know that Patrick Mahomes, but I need these points. So give me the Eagles -1.5.
And there you have it. It's locked in. Head to head. Eagles Chiefs for the whole shebang. Now, if the Eagles cover the spread and win, that still does not guarantee a victory. That ends us in a tie. Now, are we going final score? Are we going over-under? You want to take a prop that you believe in? How are we going to break the tie? The potential tie, actually.
We could do overall points. I mean, like let's say 65 points or
total points of the game.
Yeah.
All right, so
what's the
over under?
What's the over under now?
Over under on the game is currently set at 51.
So what's that divided by 2?
It's 26 to 25, or
Oh yeah, 26, 25.
it's really 20, 26 to 25, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're splitting it, it's 26 to 25. But
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's basically what
in terms of a
that's
football
basically
score, you're looking at 27-24 would be a more.
yeah, but with the spread, that's not what they're. You know what I'm saying? Like with
No,
this.
but 27-24 is 51.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the point spread is 1.5. So they're also predicting that it's going to be a 1 to 2 point game. So the score has to be tighter in terms of overall final score.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, if they get it right. But I mean, I'm looking at it as a close spread, close game. Obviously, somebody's gonna take it, and I don't know that it'll land. If it lands on 51 and you get the push, because there's no half point currently. But I mean, I would assume, obviously for it to be a push, I would look at a 27-24 final or a 27, something like that. For it to go over, I think you're gonna need 4 touchdowns, right? You're gonna need 4 touchdowns out of one team, and well, no, I guess you're gonna need 4 touchdowns out of both teams. If you're thinking it's a close game and you're taking the over, you're gonna need 4 touchdowns out of both teams, basically.
I mean, I'm going with I think I'm going with the over. So
the over, and what is it, 50, 50?
51.
51. So yeah, it gives me the under, right?
So you want to take the under?
I mean, he picked the over, so I'm gonna go the under. I'm not gonna go.
Well, what do you think? How do you think that the game will be? Each team scores 4 touchdowns type of game, or you think it's gonna be lower scoring than that?
I can see it go. I could see them going up there. I could definitely see them going up there. But give me the under. Yeah, give me the under.
I just think I think,
and also predict the score.
I can see it in the 30s. I can see this going.
That's what I'm saying. So let's just do a number. Let's just do a number.
That's the other thing is I feel like if you like the way I look at it is, I could see the if I'm taking the Eagles, I could see them winning a low scoring game. I can't really see the Chiefs winning a low scoring game. I feel like the Chiefs.
I feel the opposite.
You feel like you could see the Chiefs winning a low scoring game, but not the Eagles.
I could see the Eagles running away with it, and I could see the Chiefs winning the slow, tight games.
Well, I'm not saying tight. I'm saying low score.
Oh, okay, got you.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about a blowout. I'm talking about the point total. I'm saying if the Chiefs are going to win, they're going to need to score 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win a 14 to or a 17-10 game.
Yeah. So if it's a defensive game, you don't see the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying if it's going to be, if I could see the Eagles winning a game, 21-17, maybe, I could see them winning that way. I feel like the Chiefs are going to be able to move the ball against I feel like the Eagles are going to be able to move the ball somewhat against the Chiefs. How much the Chiefs are going to be able to slow them down, stop them, obviously we'll see on Sunday. But I don't see the Chiefs shutting out the Eagles. I don't see the Chiefs holding the Eagles to, 7. I don't think they're going to finish the game with 7 points.
I got you.
Anything is possible, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't see them holding them to 7.
I could see it if they make, definitely not 7. I hope not, at least. But I feel like the Chiefs defense, even though, last week they showed me some stuff, man. Those corners, they were getting, jump ball caught on, but they were in position a lot of times, man. Like those, the kid Cook made a great play on that one deflection. You know what I'm saying? Clark.
Yeah, I always be imagining that play, like somebody, like they should do that all the time, and like he actually did it.
Yeah, no, I feel like it doesn't happen, man.
It doesn't happen often enough. Be that like on defense, even on offense, like sometimes like if you're like going out of bounds
Yeah,
tap
that's
it
so
back.
fire. That's so
I
fire.
know. I be imagining that all the time, but
I
Yeah,
see
that's so
what you're
fire.
saying about the Chiefs showing you something last week, but to me, here's the problem. And this is what I've been saying, and this has been my beef with Zach Taylor since the beginning, is that the Bengals don't try to run the ball as much as they should. The Eagles are not that. The Eagles are going to try to run it right down your
Yeah,
throat. They're not
and
scared to run the ball.
that's what I'm afraid of. Right.
That's why I'm saying I think that the Eagles, regardless, are going to be able to move the ball. Will they be able to score, 35 points on the Chiefs' D? Maybe not. Will Jalen Hurts have an easy time making passes? Maybe not. Maybe Chris Jones does more than I think he's going to do. Maybe the Chiefs' secondary steps it up. But I just think that the Eagles and that O-line and the way they be moving people around and the way that they have that triple threat
100%.
with three backs if you include Hurts. I mean, you could even say four if you want to throw Boston Scott in there.
Yeah,
I just think that the
Gainwell.
Eagles are going to, by hook or by crook, they're going to move the ball, whether it's running the ball, whether they pass it to Goddard, in the tight ends, whether they move the ball downfield long distance with the wideouts. I just feel like the Eagles got a lot of ways to move the ball, so I don't see the Chiefs totally shutting that offense down. I think they were impressive against the Bengals, but I think that the Bengals can get very one-dimensional at times, where it's just Joe Burrow drops back, and they can be a little bit stubborn like that. Like Joe Burrow drops back, he's trying to hit Higgins or Chase, and if he gets sacked 1 billion times, we're gonna keep doing that because that's what we do. We're not gonna run the ball the way we need to.
Like some Madden, like when you hit triangle and
Exactly.
they run through the line again.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I don't really think the Eagles are going to do that. I think the Eagles are going to run the ball. Sirianni, he has some good running schemes, and I think the Chiefs will be prepared. I just don't know if they got the roster to be able. Yeah, exactly. I don't think their personnel is going to be able to totally shut down the Eagles. So that's why I think the Eagles, their floor to me is a little higher. So that's why I say, like, offensively. So that's why I say, like, if I was going to take an under, I'm taking the under based off of thinking that the Chiefs, based off thinking that the Eagles are going to win and that Mahomes is going to struggle against that Eagles D.
Yeah.
But
if you think that the Chiefs are going to maybe shut them down, then,
Yeah, I don't see that.
Hey man, this is unpredictable, man. Once you get,
I could see like a 32-30 game, like, or 29-32. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then
like
that's
that.
an over. You're not taking the under with that because both of those are well over 51.
I know, but then you said pick a number and then we'll go off the number. So I was gonna say.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
So let me see.
So what are we going? Closest to the final total?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to do that? Let's do that.
All right, so what's do we have a number? I'll write this down so I don't forget.
Something's telling me 32. Oh. I'm gonna go 63 Chiefs. 30-33.
63 total. Okay. Now Flex said he wants the over. But how far over?
But the price is right of fucking song.
I know I had it on here too. I think I moved it to a different folder. Damn.
The thing is, it's so crazy because the numbers that I'm trying to use, that would come in conflict with the spread that I'm using.
The spread.
So I'm gonna go 27-39.
Jeez.
66 points.
Eagles 39.
I want 66 points. I think it might be 37-39, but I don't want to be that far
Yo,
away from.
66. So you think Vegas got this over under number dead wrong? Both of y'all sounds like
Well, Vegas got what again? 51.
51. Y'all are going well over. I hope y'all putting heavy bets and taking the over on that 51.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because you know what it is also, like I know that the first quarter always is a low scoring quarter. That's always the under on that. But these are both teams that have been here before. So
Well,
I know obviously that Jalen Hurts wasn't, but these are like these teams are not. You know what it is? This team didn't. Neither of these teams are like, for example, like when the Giants made it into the Super Bowl the first time. Like, these have been two of the best teams the whole year. So it's not like it's like these aren't surprises that these two are in there. So it's like I don't think they're gonna be with the same like, ooh, like everybody's like shocked. We shouldn't be here. Everybody's nervous, stuff like that. I think that these teams, like the Eagles, when they traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, like the intent was they're making a run to go to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, they always know that they're going to be in it to go to the Super Bowl because they have Pat Mahomes. These aren't like unexpected, like let's say like almost like the Bengals were last year, like they got on a run. But the Rams, the moves that the Rams made were because they were going to go to the Super Bowl. That was the intent. So it's like almost like both of these teams are like, yo, we're supposed to be here. So I don't think there's gonna be this little like, like a conservative offense the whole time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and also you have two very aggressive coaches. You have two
But
very.
I feel like Kansas City values the position more. Like the fact that they're in the Super Bowl. Like they've been there before. They've won it and lost it. They've been knocked off of the playoffs and not made it. And now this year they're back. So I kind of feel like they have more of an urgency and more of an understanding like this shit is not promised. While the Eagles almost have that like we been knew we was gonna be here, you know what I'm saying? And it almost like, yo, we're stacked. There's nothing we can do wrong. We're stacked, you know. So
that's what I'm saying. So I don't think, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think that they're gonna be like conservative. Like like if the Chiefs get the ball, they're not gonna start running it like running it up the middle from the first possession. They know that they have to get out in front of this team because if you let the Eagles get out in front, they're the team that they could drain the clock.
Yeah.
They can go 4 yards at a time, 5 yards at a time. Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell. Because if they get ahead, they could drain. If they get ahead, let's say a touchdown or 10 points, they could drain the clock for the rest of the game.
yeah,
The Chiefs, they can't fall behind because they can't do that. They don't have the defense to do that, and they don't have the drag out running game. They don't have power backs. I know that Pacheco runs hard, but he's still not like he's not Derrick Henry. He's not gonna eat up 4 or 5 yards at a time. They got to score points, and they're gonna come out with the urgency to score points as soon as they get the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't think that it's gonna be that low scoring game because they're going to take shots. They might throw an interception or two, but they might go for a 75-yard touchdown of Valdez-Scantling. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that this is going to be a wilder game, like because both of these teams, they've been preparing for this the whole year round. These people, they didn't sneak. This didn't sneak up on them. They are the number one seeds for a reason. Like they have their game plan. Like I know they're going to empty the clip. Like Andy Reid, creative play caller, Nick Sirianni, aggressive play caller, going for it on fourth down, going for 2-point conversions. Like they're not. This is not like gonna be that. It's gonna be 10-7 at halftime, and then like it's still like a field goal game. Like this is going to be a field goal game only because the spread is predicted to be tight, but it's going to be because somebody scored a touchdown. They left a minute on the clock and they're going down. They're going down and they get a field goal last second, make it or miss it, and that's what determines the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, so we're locked in. Flex is locked in at 66. Confirmed. Word Life locked in at 63. Confirmed. All right. And there you have it.
I'm hoping for 37 to 39 because I got a box with those numbers on it, but I couldn't go 74 points. That's why I had to switch it up and go down to the lower. So
well, I got to tell you, you really made a really big mistake here. You realize this, right?
Why is this? Anything under? Yeah, it's hit.
He gave his number first.
So
if you think it's going to be 66, you should have just went 64. Like, he set an over-under for you.
Well, yeah, but...
You could have just went 64, or you could have went 62.
Yeah, but if it's 65...
Then you have everything under. I would have went 62, so I could just have everything under.
You could have been like
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
So then you could have won like 64. Now if it ends at 64, you lose.
Wait, how many does it? Oh, he has 63. Oh, okay, whatever.
You could have been like the fucking younger guy in The Price is Right that always adds the one at the end of like the old ladies bid.
Yeah, no.
Hey, 6,000 and she'd be like 6,001 and then he wins.
Yeah,
and the poor old lady sitting there mad tight. Wow,
Speaking of old ladies, 80 for Brady. I don't know if I told you guys it was fantastic.
Was it? Was it as good as it is advertised?
No, it was dreadful. It was really bad.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it before it came out. I told you that. You thought I was kidding?
Yes, he went.
I didn't know.
He saw it at Tom Brady's house.
I saw. I was the one that took that picture of him in his underwear. Oh no, that was a selfie. My bad. So before we go. Before we go, do we have any hot takes or bold, aggressive predictions for next year? Get them on the record now, before next year comes. Anything you've been thinking about? Any surprise division winners? Any surprise losers? Any surprise worst to first or first to worst? Does Sean Payton fix the Broncos and they win the division? Does D'Amico Ryans lead the Texans to the #1 defense in the league? And anything surprising we got? I got a few, but
I would like to hear.
Yeah,
I don't think you'd like to hear mine. I don't think you'd like to hear mine.
Oh man,
give you a little hint as to what I'm thinking.
Jeez, that hurts.
I don't know. I think D'Amico Ryan's gonna be good. I think Sean Payne I don't think that's gonna work that good, just because of the clash with Russell. He's already doing the big man on campus thing, and I know Russell Wilson. That's what he deserves and needs, but I just think at this age, I don't think that type of approach is gonna work. So I think Denver's gonna end up the same place they ended up. I know the record's gonna be better, but well, I guess they'll be third. They'll be behind the Chiefs and behind LA. D'Amico Ryan's gonna be good, but
so Raiders finish last.
Yeah.
Who's the Raiders quarterback?
That was gonna be my bold.
Go ahead. Who you got?
I don't know because I know they say Aaron Rodgers, but like does that what he wants to do? I don't feel like. No, but it's not only that. It's like when you look at it, it's like you're gonna have Aaron Rodgers, the person who can't get along with, like he couldn't get along with LaFleur in the beginning, had problems with Mike McCarthy. You
No, I
think that he's
100%
gonna?
agree with you. I've heard people making the argument that it's more likely that Rodgers would go to the Raiders because they have an offensive-minded head coach. I feel the opposite. I feel like he's more likely to go to a place where they'll just let him do whatever he wants, which would be
Yeah,
some
that's
place
what I'm
that
saying.
doesn't have a guy at the top who's trying to control the offense.
Yeah, because like for example, even like once McDaniels got there. First of all, McDaniels, um, well, damn, sauce is looking crispy right now with this soup, the NFL award show that's going on right now.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm gonna tap in.
Yeah, that hasn't started yet. It's just the red carpet. But McDaniels, he alienates, you know, players. He has done it before. He may have shifted his philosophy, but that doesn't really mesh with what, like, for example, when he got to the Raiders, this offseason, the first thing you heard is that Josh Jacobs wasn't going to be like that good because they were barely using him. He was getting phased out. He ended up being he was so good that they ended up having to use him.
Rushing, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the other thing was like he didn't mesh well with Derek Carr. So it's like, so what do you want, dude? Like if you can't get along with you can't get along with Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs. They're like both are good guys, like.
He wants Stidham. That's what he wants.
That's not the type of environment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what he wants. He wants the Patriot way. There's nobody that screams the opposite of Patriot way more than Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, I know
people don't
Rodgers
want
to
him
Raiders
to go to
stuff.
the.
I don't think that's
they don't want him to go to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to no, he's not. He's not going there. But you go. I know they have Devontae Adams, but they're not going to pay Josh Jacobs. So what do you have Devontae Adams, and that's it.
Yeah, but Jacob said if they get Rodgers, he'll take us.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be there. He like his
Yeah, but if you get Aaron Rodgers, he might want to stay there.
But they're not going to give him enough money for him to stay there.
Well,
because they don't have that much, they don't have that much space. They're paying Chandler Jones. They're they have a lot of top end.
Right. All right. So what's your bold take? Your bold take is Raiders last place or what?
Yes.
All right. Raiders last place. Nothing for Peyton.
I got one for you.
What do you got?
Sam Howell turns around the Washington football team, and they fight for the top of the division next year.
You really believe that? Are you being serious? Or you?
No, I think there's a possibility that they finally found a quarterback. So I'm gonna just ride with it. I don't have many. His one performance, and he looked all right there. He made some big.
He looked all right there.
He was athletic.
So he looked all right there. So that means
it's a bold prediction. What I don't really know outside of my division, guys.
I thought you were gonna give me something Jacksonville related.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna give me.
Well, they already won the
maybe that's
division,
not even that bold, but I would have thought you would have given me maybe.
How about this? Justin Herbert solidifies himself Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow tier next year.
Herbert or Lawrence?
Herbert.
Okay, I don't want to have to tell you this again, but there is no Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes tier. And speaking of that,
he tried to sneak that through.
He did.
That was all.
Speaking of that, this is my bold prediction.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
And it's not even that bold, but people will take it as bold, but it's not really bold at all. The Bengals are not going to make it to the AFC Championship. The best they will do is a divisional round loss. And when you think about it, that's really not a bold prediction, but people will take that as, how could you disrespect Joe Burrow? He's definitely going to the Super Bowl next year because he didn't go this year. But no.
Yeah, because Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all three of them are going to be in the Super Bowl next year, just so you know that. So you can't say that you can't say that one of them is, because that means the other two aren't going to be in the Super Bowl, and that makes it a blasphemous statement.
Now, what I will say is I'm interested in seeing where T Higgins ends up going, and B, what the Bengals offense looks like without T Higgins.
T. Higgins.
There's gonna be somebody that's willing to come play for them.
No, I don't think it's not gonna be T Higgins. I
Nah,
don't think that it's not
nah,
that
he wants to
nobody's
be.
gonna be.
He's trying to get paid. I heard he somebody came out and said that he wanted a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to
Which I
get
thought
paid,
the
and he should
opposite.
get
Which
paid.
Who was
I
that? Who was
thought.
it?
I thought the opposite. No, that was like that was just a report that came out. I thought the opposite. I thought he was one of those dudes that maybe he just feels disrespected because, like you said, it's like everybody. Oh yeah, he's not a number one. He's not a number. Even though people say he's a number one, maybe he just wants to be paid like a number one because he knows if he went anywhere else he'd be a number one. So you know what I said? Like I know the Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals are gonna have problems keeping a lot of their players, man. They don't.
That's true.
And
But
the
Mike
thing,
Brown is one of the poor, like one of the one or two poorest owners in the NFL, and they're gonna have to pay. They're gonna have to pay Joe Burrow soon because it's only gonna get more expensive. And if they end up paying Burrow this offseason, then T Higgins has to go, and they have to trade him for
Higgins
a
is
pick.
gone.
and they haven't
Hopefully
even
for
paid
a
Jamar
first
Chase
it'll
yet.
probably be. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It'll probably be a first round pick. But the thing is, this is the wide receiver class is not good this year. Like there's no like Drake London because let's say like for example like if he wanted to go to Atlanta, let's say you trade him for the eighth pick last year, you could replace him with Drake London because that's a complementary style that goes with Chase against versus with Chase with Jamar Chase. But I mean, there's no real players like that in this year's draft, and most of the guys are small. Most of the guys are smaller, and like the other thing is, it's like they're not going to go that high. So it's like you're not getting a blue chip player to replace him. So once that happens, once they pay Joe Burrow, they're not going to be able to pay T Higgins or else they'll lose him for nothing, and they're going to lose some of the players on defense. So I don't know, man.
I think
I know their window is always open, but
well, that is. I'm glad you brought that up because I was when you brought up that you feel like the Chiefs, that they I forget what the exact words that you used, but basically that they value this Super Bowl appearance, and they understand, I think, a little bit more than the Eagles do, the significance of it, and make that maybe the Eagles might be taking it for granted that, it's basically a new kind of put together team, and, they made it happen in year one. I've been thinking that a lot, and like you just said, I've been thinking that a lot about the Bengals, in that all I've been hearing, Joe Burrow, and listen, I love the confidence, but the NFL and the reality of the business that is the NFL and how fragile that window can be, that shit can hit you real fast, boy. And Joe Burrow can sit here and say my window is as long as my career, all he wants. But when the business and the finances start to come to play, and you start walking into it, this ain't LSU, bro, where you can just automatically have the best team where you could just have the best team and all the resources, and there's no balance there. Like it ain't easy winning in the NFL. Like just because you've seen Patrick Mahomes make it to all these AFC championship games, and just because you came in and had success right off the bat, like I feel like they're getting a little too I don't know. I don't want to go as far as to say it's coming too easy for them, but I think that they might be underestimating what it takes to have longevity in the NFL, man. Like longevity in the NFL is something that I don't think should be taken for granted, and that should be disrespected, because like it ain't easy getting back there. Like they had to fight to get back to the AFC Championship game this year. Like and every season that they don't get it done, and every season that goes by, and you show up next training camp, and there's a few less guys there, there's a few new guys there. You're gonna have to kindle some some chemistry with some new receivers. If T Higgins is gone, if Boyd is gone, if Hurst is gone, if Mixon is probably the oldest one out of all of them, and he's not gonna be around there forever. Are they gonna bring in a running back that's gonna be able to do blitz pickup as well as Mixon does? Like, all these little things add up, and I just feel like the Bengals are really, really getting into this whole like, this is it's a birthright. We came in, we a young squad, we made the Super Bowl, we had success in year 2, and this is just gonna be how it is. And like, there's a laundry list of NFL players, especially quarterbacks, that had a lot of early success, and they assumed that they was going back, and they never made it back.
You're right.
Like, there's a lot of that in the league. So,
no, you're right.
Put it this way. If either Jamar Chase, or T Higgins left, do you think that they would be worse on another squad?
The receiver? No.
Yeah.
Depends on who the quarterback is, I guess.
No.
Well, are we saying
players,
them having the same success or their like abilities?
Their abilities, like reasonably, like put up reasonable amount of numbers the same way.
For example, you take them and you put them
just because of their skill level
with Malik Willis, they're not gonna do anything.
Well, yeah, but because there's other things involved in the offense.
But physically, they're capable of doing it.
But let's say if he was on the Giants, do you think that he'd put up bigger numbers, right? You think so?
Jamar Chase.
I think he would be No, Higgins.
I think Higgins, if he was on the Giants next year, I think he puts up bigger numbers than he did with the Bengals this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm still like he's one of those guys, like, to me, that you're rolling the dice for him, because he's like, he hasn't solidified himself as like, like that guy that was number 2 that used 100%, like Diggs, for example, right? When he was in Minnesota, my son was like, he's number 1, he's number. I'm like, no way, Thielen's number 1, blah blah blah. He went to he went to be a number 1, and was a successful number 1.
If anything, they were just giving. I feel like they were just like they were just giving the scraps to Thielen so that he wouldn't, because he had problems.
By the end of Diggs' run, I was agreeing with my son, but he had told me earlier. But I don't want to get sidetracked. I'm kind of like, so what I'm saying is, like, Higgins hasn't shown me that he's going to be a sure shot successful number 1. Feel me? Like, I still have a question mark if he's gonna be a solid number 1. Feel me? Like,
no, I don't.
That's just my take.
I feel you. I don't.
Well, no, because he has the traits, but the thing is like, that's the point. He's not able to get that respect on his name because Jamar Chase, as soon as he walked in, like, that was Joe Burrow's man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's not going to have that opportunity there. That's why he's asking for that much money, because if you're not going to show me, if you're not going to let you show me that I'm the number 1, there's no way I can show you that I'm the number 1, because Jamar Chase is a more dynamic wide receiver. Then you got to pay me like a number 1, and and then I'll be fine. But you can't pay me like a number 2, knowing I could be a number 1. I just don't have the ability to show you that I'm a number 1, because I have another dynamic receiver that's a top 5 receiver in the league in front of me, and that's his man. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if he's gonna break out, so he can break out as a superstar, because
and get that bread too, and have his own team, like Kyrie leaving Cleveland.
And my point,
one of them. LeBron.
My point is like, has Joe Burrow made anybody better yet? Like, until we see Joe Burrow make a wide receiver that we don't think, like, maybe like a Valdez Scantling or Juice Smith-Schuster, and make him into like what Juju Smith-Schuster turned, because he had a down year after his good years in Pittsburgh with Ben, but now he's good again. Now he's going to get a payday. Until I see that from Joe Burrow, like what you're doing is, you're putting up numbers with two of the best wide receivers and maybe the best number 3 wide receiver in the league.
The only
And at
wide
some point,
receivers we've seen Joe Burrow throw to, in terms of not including the slots, is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and T. Higgins. Like,
probably two of the top 4 or 5 receivers at most, two of the top 5 receivers in the league, and then Higgins has got to be top 15, and then Boyd has got to be top 25.
I think highly.
So
I think more highly of T. Higgins than either of y'all two, and I think I think I'm not sure that he's not as dynamic as Jamar Chase. I'm not sure about that.
well, he's dynamic in a different way where he can make those out of bounds catches and all that,
No,
and
I feel
and mossing people. But what I'm saying is like, the
short
catches,
play,
the 15-yard that he could make, that Jamar Chase could turn into a 65-yard touchdown because he juked out 2 people and it bounced off. Because Jamar Chase, it's overlooked, man. But Jamar Chase, I mean, I don't want. He's like a big dude. He's like a solid dude. So he bounces off. I don't want to say he's a running back, but he's almost like, I feel like I might be mistaken, but because he's not that tall. I think he's like 6'1", but he has a build almost like a running back that catches out the backfield, like a Jerick McKinnon type body, where he has like the thick thighs and like, you know what I'm saying, like that type of. He could get the ball and just take it from anywhere.
Yeah. What's his height? You checked it?
Chase.
I think it's not 6'2". It's 6.
Nah, he's got to be like 6'1". I agree with you.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's 6'1".
He's listed at 6'0", 6
Yeah.
foot.
Oh, there you go.
Because I was gonna say 5'11", 6, but then I was like, I feel like he's a little taller, but
He probably is 5.
you know how they be gassing it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I think George was
when
6'5", defensive end.
I think from doing these videos throughout the year, I learned a lot about T. Higgins. Because I watched this like little video documentary about his family, like where he comes from and shit like that.
Where you from? Is he from South Carolina?
He's from Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
And he went through some shit as a kid with his moms and his family. So.
Where you see the track?
I mean, you could. I know there was a bunch of videos that I seen. Because since Cheeks picked the Bengals every week, I had to keep going through all these Bengals videos on YouTube to try to find new material. And through that, I came across the T. Higgins, like kind of what his background is. And I watched this whole video. Like his mom was on crack, and like he came from some shit. So I think his mom's drug dealer like shot her, or like she got shot somehow. So I forget the exact story.
That sounds crazy. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, he been through some shit. He
crazy.
seems like a real one.
These dudes, man, like some of these dudes. That's what pisses me off sometimes. The way they cover certain people, because these people are real. Like, what's funny? I'll get back to that point. But it's funny that they mentioned something on the Levitar show today, where it's like for example, Aaron Rodgers, right? He can go. They made a big deal for a couple of days where he was doing, he did drugs and was away and
Nasca, whatever.
He did, yeah. He was doing drugs, and then he came back and he didn't play as well as he did the year previous. and it's like, okay, yeah, he does it, and it's like funny, and he's just weird. But can you imagine if like like that's what they said. Like, can you imagine if Lamar Jackson said, I went out for a weekend and I was just doing drugs, and to clear my mind and everything like that. Like, yeah, that shit would be a nonstop. That shit would be a nonstop onslaught
Yeah.
on okay, he got injured. Maybe he shouldn't have been doing drugs. Maybe he shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
should have been working on his passing, on his accuracy. And it's like it's annoying because some of these people, they love to crush other players, but they're too lazy to put in the work to see like what some of these people actually
Been
like
through and shit.
go through. Some of these players actually go through to come up. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these players go through shit that the people who are writing all this garbage about them, they would just shrivel
Facts.
up and fade away into oblivion.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a problem. There's nobody
That's America in a
in
nutshell,
these
though.
neighborhoods that are doing. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying, which is annoying, which needs to be highlighted because they're so eager to rip on people because that's what you're supposed to do and that's what everybody wants you to do. But like no, there's no compassion into like digging deeper and figuring out why these people do stuff
Mm-hmm.
or like are the way that they are. Like nobody wants to be a certain way, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, it's like the way they're raised is the reason why they are that certain way. So it's like some of this stuff is just it's just annoying to me, like in general. Like because like for example, I had no idea about T. Higgins like that.
Yeah.
So it's like because why? Because nobody cares to talk about it. But if he was like, let's say Henry Ruggs, where I know that that's a different subject, but let's say he got into something like that, they're just crushing it for that. But drunk driving, that's not something that everybody knows that that's wrong, or at least everybody should. But what I'm saying is like they're very eager to highlight those type of things and not as eager to highlight the background and what these people went through.
Yeah. Because it's easier. Like you said, it's easier.
Yeah, so when he was young, he lived with his aunt because his mom was in and out. She was on crack and selling crack and in and out of jail. And then one day he went to go visit her, and there was caution tape around the house. I'm reading this from the New York Post. Um, it says she was shot in the right side of her skull. T said, I remember it like it was yesterday. He was living with his aunts. She was crying. I got in the car and drove to mom's house. There's caution tape everywhere. I want to see my mom. The helicopter was taking off with her, and she was taken to the hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he been through some shit, man, and
That's tough.
like
Salute that young man, bro. And he
yeah.
still made it. And he still made it.
That's what I'm saying. Like for
I
example,
feel like
like
that gives you a little extra edge, man, a little extra juice.
yeah, like yo, like what I'm saying, like I've been through some
Or
shit in my life, man. I'm getting paid. It's time for me to get paid. He was a second round pick, so he's not getting paid like that either. I think his salary, man, maybe this year was a little bit bumped up, but I think the first 2 years of a second round contract, I don't think it's over $1 million yet. So we're talking about a guy that probably he's in his third year. He's probably made less than $4 million. He's not gonna get he's not gonna get the shine. He's not gonna get the endorsement dollars because
mm-hmm.
he's behind Chase and Burrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you believe in yourself like that, man, go for it.
Yep.
And that's the shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, don't talk about like yo, give them a team friendly deal, man. Did this because I know damn well Chase. I know damn well is going to be paid like the number when it's his time. He's gonna be the highest paid receiver when it's his time to get paid.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't pick and choose who you're gonna give team friendly deals to, who get a discount from. Nah, because Joe Burrow, he's gonna get his money too, and that's not his problem. Like
Right.
You should have paid him earlier. You know what I'm saying. So that's on the team. I'm just saying that's a team that doesn't have the deep pockets like that, and the owner doesn't have the deep pockets like that to be able to do that continuously with all the stars that are coming up. And that, I think you're onto something, H. Um, that team could take a dip quick. I mean, they're not gonna be a laughing stock, but they might be fighting with a wild card, like for a wild card to get in, and it
Yeah,
might
no,
go to
I
the
think
last game of the
I think
season.
as long as they have Burrow, I don't think it matters who they have a receiver. I think that Burrow, without T. Higgins, without Chase, I think he'll still be able to keep the Bengals competitive. I think that I think he's good enough that they're never gonna be like I don't see. It's hard for me to see a last place finish for
No,
him anytime soon, as long as they're there. I mean, as long as the division looks as it does. I mean, I actually think I'm very interested in seeing what the Steelers look like next year with Kenny Pickett. See if he takes a step, because he's shown some things, but I don't know. I'm not convinced, but it's hard for me to think that the Steelers are going to be a last place team for the next 10 years. But
They're fairly young too, man. That offense, at least.
I know it's gonna be ridiculous, but it's gonna sound ridiculous, but I've seen some comparisons, and his numbers this year match up almost the same as Zach Wilson's this year.
who, Kenny Pickett?
Oh,
As
shit.
Kenny Pickett. I know it doesn't seem like that,
No, no, no.
but
I've looked at all the numbers, but you do realize that, I mean, who has better receivers? I mean,
yeah,
and this is still his first year.
he's 25 years old, so let's not overlook that either.
Still a rookie though.
Yeah, but
That's
you got
why
that
I'm not
old
saying
man.
that they're gonna be. I'm not saying he's gonna be great, but I'm saying I'm interested in seeing how he looks next year. If he doesn't take a step, where do the Steelers go? Because if he doesn't, if he's like all the bullshit that all the mistakes that he made, all of his kind of like deficiencies this year, you overlook them as a rookie year, rookie kid figuring it out. Next year he got to show something. The same way I was looking at Zach Wilson, I'm like, it's time to show something. Like, you had a team around you. Like, if next year, if the Steelers still have that defense and they're still competitive in games, and Kenny Pickett can't get it done, and they don't, if they don't make the improvements, I don't know what they're gonna do at wide receiver. I don't know if
I
they're
mean,
gonna.
they do have that. They do have that. I think the second pick in the second round, which is big. But like I said, there's not. I will say one thing. I know I started off with it all blends together, but if there's a team that I know is going to get a good receiver in the second or third round, it doesn't matter. They'll pull him out of nowhere. You might not never heard of him, but if the Steelers pick him in the second, third, or fourth round, they're going to be good. Just that is a fact of life, almost like Tomlin not having a losing record.
Well, Tomlin
The
was a
Steelers,
receiver.
no matter what wide receiver the Steelers pick in the second, third, fourth round, he will be good.
Yeah. Well, you know
can
why?
trust
Because Tomlin was a receiver, so he just looks.
Yeah,
he just looks for his quality.
Yeah, but that tradition is since even before Tomlin. They've always been doing that.
That's true. That's true. Swan and them, yeah, they had a crazy squad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
They're there though.
It's just something in the
They've
water.
always
man,
found receivers. They pulled.
There's some sneaky guys out there though.
What was that guy's
Yeah,
name?
Antonio Brown, was he when Tomlin was still there, or was when Tomlin was there?
Was he drafted
was that
or
when
was he
Cal-
playing?
Yeah. When he was drafted.
I think he was drafted Tomlin's first year. Who was the guy?
Because also, I mean,
Bryant. What was his first name?
Martavis Bryant.
Yeah.
He went to Clemson.
He had promise. They pulled him. I think he was second
He
or
had problems
third round.
too.
No, yeah, big pro. So did AB.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
mean,
so did
yo, you know
AB.
what's
So did.
crazy? Hold on a second. Martavis
Antonio
Bryant, I
Holmes.
think he went. I think he went to the Raiders, where he went off the deep end too. And
Yes, he did.
Antonio
He was
Brown,
playing in the CFL
he
for a
went to
little
the
while.
Raiders too. That's just crazy. There,
The black
like
hole,
yo,
baby.
The black
uh-huh.
hole, yeah.
Yo,
More
Left
ways
the
that
than
shit,
black
one.
hole. Now they're hitting out
that,
in
that
Vegas.
that shit is undefeated. It don't matter where that black hole is, man. That shit will suck you into oblivion. NH.
The only person that won't suck into oblivion is Derek Carr, because
He's already there.
he's above the fray somehow. He's a God-fearing man. All right, so anything else? Is that it? We got it? We locked
I think
in?
that's it, baby.
We're locked in.
Yes, sir.
We're locked in, man. May the best man tie it.
And also, I think I seen it a couple. They hinted to it a couple times, in a couple places. I put $10 on a non QB throwing a touchdown. You put $10,
Well,
you win 220.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't know if we can leave it on this, but I'm so excited for Andy Reid to be in this position because they're going to have to use everything. They're gonna have to really dig into the gadget players, and they got a few. They got Tony, they got Sky Moore. You know, Kelsey likes to draw doubles, so there's gonna be they got if they have. I'm not saying it's gonna be, but they have the ability to get really creative, and I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that.
They have to. I feel like they have to,
That's what
They
especially
have to.
because
They
of
have
the
to.
pass
that's
rush.
what
I agree. I agree 1,000%. They have to.
That's what I'm saying. They got to keep everybody on their toes. So, and like that's what I was going at, like with
McKinnon's another
you know,
gadget player.
of the high scoring, because yeah, McKinnon,
Tony,
I mean, Pacheco,
Moore.
they unleashed him in the passing game last game. Like, remember how we were saying about, he wasn't that big pass catching?
Yeah, and
And
his
they said,
over
you know what? We heard
on
what you said.
receiving yards was
Let me
like
show
3.
you.
Was it?
Yeah, it was crazy low.
And on the first play of the game, on the
QB,
first or second play of the game,
Yeah, he had like a 15-yard catch.
But yeah, man. Oh, Hitler. Anti-Semitic, this guy over here. Hit him. It's a fucking Kyrie fan over here.